already finished when Mary arrived. A prophecy fulfilled, the resurrection of a king. Wake up! They couldn't find him. His garments were all that remained, the only evidence of a grave defeated. Wake up, wake up, wake up! He is risen.
So dear friends, we are at the happiest moment of our season of the year, a time of the year, what we call the Easter season or the Easter Sunday. Perhaps there is no other event in the Christian scriptures, the traditions, to mark the remarkable joy and the impossible that is made possible by Jesus' resurrection from the dead. Therefore, it's a mind-blowing event of the scriptures and the history of the Catholic Church, that Jesus who died rose again. Perhaps it looks unbelievable, and surely it's unbelievable, that a man could get up from his own grave and start walking again. So what is history, or rather, what do the scriptures say about the resurrection of Jesus? You know, the Easter Sunday, as I said, is a beautiful Sunday for us Christians, and our whole faith, our religion is based on this event of the resurrection of Jesus. We begin in the evening, as it were, of the Easter Sunday, what we call the Easter Vigil. And the evening liturgy is mostly about darkness and light, the sharp difference between darkness and light, the proclamation of the scriptures about how in the whole history the Messiah was not only expected, but his rising from the dead would make such a stir or an importance for all of us. We have also the liturgy of the baptism at the Easter Vigil or the Easter liturgies, because the water, which is the source of life, that is blessed during the ceremonies, of course, and this water becomes a spring of new life for those who are baptized, those who are part of our religion. I shall take the readings of the day so as to inspire you a little as to what the Easter event means to us. The first reading speaks about the Acts of the Apostles soon after the resurrection of Jesus, and Peter giving witness of his own account, of his meeting, of his being, and of being touched by the life of Jesus. And therefore, the Peter's witness about Jesus of Nazareth. Surely this is after not only the resurrection, but also the Pentecost event, the coming down of the Holy Spirit, where Peter, who was like a coward, becomes fearless and starts preaching about Jesus of Nazareth. He explains in short, his whole life, that Jesus was a man, a good man, who did a lot of good, a lot of healings. He preached, he proclaimed, but then Peter says that his own elders, the elders of the community, could not stand what Jesus was doing, and therefore they start not only finding fault with him, but also persecuting him and suffering and death. But ultimately, what is most important in Peter's witness is that Jesus rose again. He rose again, and so therefore this event is the most important event in the history of mankind. I go to the Gospel. The Gospel is from the Evangelist John, chapter 20, and I was just counting. 7 times the mention is made about the empty tomb. You know what's the empty tomb? We know what is empty. When it's empty, it's not full. When a glass is empty, there's no water, there's no milk, or there's nothing in that. And so, empty tomb means the person who was buried in the empty tomb is nowhere. And where is he? He is up and moving, and that's the resurrection. You see the beautiful scene wherein Mary Magdalene, perhaps out of love and affection for Jesus, a personal affection for Jesus, goes in search of him, or rather goes to anoint his body. But then she doesn't find him. The other gospel mentions that the angel who was there tells her, "Why do you look for someone who is dead, who is alive among the dead?" So therefore, which means he's alive, he's gone. He's resurrected again. And so Mary Magdalene, Peter and another apostle, all three of them are perhaps a bit disappointed not to find. And the story was also that time someone may have robbed his body. But then Peter and the other disciples, they go inside, they see the linen, and the last sentence says, they did not understand the scriptures, of course, because scriptures had told of this movement, of this change and transformation of Jesus into a risen Lord. But then they saw it and believed. This is very important. They saw it and believed. Resurrection is a fact, but for those who do not believe it, for those who are not part of this experience of resurrection of Jesus, perhaps it means nothing. So my dear brothers and sisters, Jesus died for us and he rose again for us. His suffering and death have a lot of meaning. His resurrection, in a way, sort of storms or rather upsets everything that we have known about life, about saints, about the leaders, about our own transformation of our own life. And therefore, Jesus by his resurrection starts a new chapter in our life. As I said, the disciples' words, they saw it and they believed. Let us also believe in the resurrection of Jesus, that for us this could be a new trend, as it were, a new beginning for us. You know, it's beautifully explained also by St. Paul in the letter to the Colossians. And he says, if you have been raised from above, seek the things that are above. Do not seek the things that are on the earth or ground level. And therefore, we who are touched by the resurrection of Jesus and believe in it, let us live a life that is not touching the ground as such, but little above. Let us rise with Jesus to a new life, a new beginning, and that is resurrection for each one of us.